hundreds of legends in Madden Ultimate Team every single year. We all try to pull them, and then we all use them on our teams. But what players are going to be legends in future Maddens? Today, I am going to build a team full of NFL stars that could and should be legends in the future. And then once we assemble the team, I'm going to play one game with this team, and if I lose it, I have to give away a copy of Madden 24 to one of my lucky subscribers who likes and comments down below right now. Also, we're on the road to 200K, and I would like to become a future legend myself. So if you want to join the channel and you really enjoy the videos, please subscribe, and I'll have a surprise for you guys at 200,000 subs. Now we're going to start things off at one of the best positions in the NFL, wide receiver. Now there is one wide receiver that is leaked to be a legend in Madden 24. He was one of the best wide receivers of the 2010s. He threw up the X every time he got a touchdown, Dez Bryant. Unfortunately, he is not in Madden 23, so we cannot use him, but in Madden 24, you best believe we're going to be throwing up the X with Dez Bryant, so long as he catches the ball and holds on to it. I'm sorry, Cowboys fans, I didn't mean that. Now, our first wide receiver was a two-time All-Pro and three-time Pro Bowler, and in his rookie season had one of the greatest catches in NFL history. In my opinion, the greatest catch in NFL history. It's none other than Odell Beckham Jr., who I fully expect will be a legend in one future Madden game. Obviously not 24 because he's on the team right now, but I could totally see him being a legend in Madden 26 or 27. Whenever he retires, he will absolutely be back in Madden Ultimate Team. And we're going to move on to the second wide receiver position, to a guy who I 100% think is going to be a legend in Madden 24 Ultimate Team. He retired with over 11,000 career yards after just his age 30 season, in which he had dominated the NFL gridiron for many, many years, putting up some of the greatest seasons in NFL history for a wide receiver. And might I mention, he can destroy Optimus Prime.
Stop the cap.
It's none other than the GOAT wide receiver to me, Calvin Johnson. Now, this is one of my first choices for a Madden 24 legend. Throughout the entire video, I'm going to be making a few predictions of legends I think are going to be in Madden 24. And if I don't get all of them correct, I'm going to buy a Legends bundle for one of my lucky subscribers that comments on this video in Madden 24. So when the first legends drop in Madden 24, come back to this video. And if I didn't get any one of these right, comment on this video and tweet at me, and I will buy one of you a $100 Legends bundle in Madden 24. I'm not even kidding. That's how confident I am in these picks. And speaking of Madden 24 legends, why not choose another one who is going to be our quarterback for this video? He was just some scrub 6th round pick back in the year 2000 who barely accomplished anything and is honestly kind of a bit of a bum, but we're going to put him on the team anyways. He only had 100,000 combined yards in the playoffs and the regular season in his career. What a freaking loser, dude. We're choosing my favorite player of all time, Tom Brady. I fully expect the GOAT to be a legend in Madden 24. If he is not, EA Sports, I do not know what you are doing, pal. And another player I fully expect to be a legend in Madden 24 is at the tight end position. No, it is not Lana Rhodes, of course. It is, in my opinion, the greatest tight end of all time. 4 Super Bowl rings. Some of the greatest seasons in NFL history for a tight end or anybody. And in my opinion, one of the greatest players in NFL history. We're going with the man himself, Rob Gronkowski. In my opinion, the greatest tight end of all time. There's guys with better stats, but no one can compare to prime peak Gronk for me. He literally could not be stopped blocking or receiving. Now, speaking of being stopped, the only people that could stop him are players like cornerbacks and safeties. So let's go ahead and pick a guy who I think is going to be a Madden legend in like Madden 27, 28, somewhere around there. A 3-time All-Pro and a member of the 2010s All-Decade Team. He just joined the Pittsburgh Steelers as I'm recording this video. We're going with none other than 99 overall Patrick Peterson, who without a doubt to me is a first ballot Hall of Famer 5 years after he does retire, which really hurts me because most of my favorite players are from the 2011 NFL draft and they're all old now. And speaking of feeling old now, I should probably talk about who I would have at QB if he was in this game and who I absolutely think is going to get a Madden 24 legend card at some point in the year. It is the man whose jersey I've been wearing all video, none other than Andrew Luck. Yes, I've I've been saying he's going to be getting a card for a couple of years now, but I'm really feeling it this year, okay? I'm really confident, I think. Now, Patrick Peterson wore number 7 at LSU, and there's another player at the free safety position who also wore number 7 at LSU. They are literally best friends in real life and played together in Arizona. He has earned 3 first-team All-Pros in his career, just like Patrick Peterson has. We are going with none other than the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu himself. Now, our team is looking pretty bad on the D-line, so we're going to move to that for the next couple of players, and I have some great ones in mind right now. Starting at right end, we are talking about a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year award winner. One of the greatest defensive linemen in NFL history who is still at the top of his game today. I'm, of course, speaking about none other than Aaron Donald. Easily one of the best football players of all time. And the next guy I'm going to talk about started in the NFL around the same time as Aaron Donald. Hasn't quite gotten as much respect as he should, in my opinion. He's an NFL Defensive Player of the Year award winner. He's the first defensive player in NFL history to get All-Pro at 2 different spots in the same year. We're, of course, talking about Khalil Mack, whose best card in this game right now that I can actually buy is an 85 overall. Yeah, we're going to have a heart-to-heart here so I can make you understand just how good this guy actually has been throughout most of his career. You should be ashamed of yourself. Our next selections, though, are actually brothers who have each won Defensive Player of the Year awards. It's going to be very easy to tell. The first of which, though, is on the D-line, and in my opinion, other than Aaron Donald, is probably the most dominant defensive player we have seen throughout our lives, boys. Obviously, if there's some boomers watching this video, then that's an entirely different story. We are, of course, talking about J.J. Watt, the milkman himself. And for those of you that don't know, I also call myself the milkman on this channel. The milkman always delivers. And then, of course, we have to go with his brother, the man who just won a Defensive Player of the Year award recently himself, T.J. Watt. I mean, how can we have one without the other? So now both brothers are on our defense with TJ Watt and the milkman about to destroy quarterbacks and O-lines with their pass rushing. Speaking of O-linemen and brothers, though, my next choices, I fully believe, will be a joint effort. And no, I'm not talking about Josh Gordon, for those of you that are about to say something like that. One of the best tight ends in NFL history, as we were watching before our eyes, and one of the best centers in recent NFL history as well. We are, of course, talking about Travis and Jason Kelce, who I made card art saying Kelce brothers. I think it's cool looking, okay? We have Travis at our backup tight end position, and we are putting Jason at our center position. This team is looking better and better with every single addition we make, but we have so many positions left to fill. So we're gonna move back to defense first. Now, our first defensive tackle is one of the better defensive tackles in the recent NFL history, like the past 6 years or so. He has been an absolute monster on the D. He shafts guys on the O-line. He puts his nuts on their head. He teabags the opposition. It's none other than the man himself, Fletcher Cox. You get all his jokes now? And then at our backup defensive tackle position, this is going to be a shocking one. He is one of the most hyped and loved linemen in Madden history, at least in my opinion, and I use him every time he gets a card. It is the man himself, Jadeveon Clowney. This is going to be a controversial decision, of course, but I'm also adding in the fact of really popular players that Madden would love to pay to have back in the game. Jadeveon Clowney, very popular player. I fully expect that he would get a legend card at some point in the future, campus hero, whatever it may be. And now that our D-line is done, we need to finish out our linebackers. So a right outside linebacker, this is a young player, but this is future legends. He is one of the best pass rushers in the league as we speak, though, and I fully expect him to get not just one, but multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards in his career. It is the man himself, Micah Parsons. Our middle linebacker position, though, is about to get absolutely stacked because this is one of the best middle linebackers of all time. Him and Luke Kuechly were often connected together in the debate for the #1 linebacker in the league. We are adding none other than Madden 28 legend himself, Bobby Wagner, to the squad. And for our other middle linebacker position, I'm not going to choose Luke Kuechly because he's already been in the game for a couple of years now as a legend, which makes me kind of happy, kind of sad because he's He's my favorite linebacker of all time. But the other man we're choosing is currently the best middle linebacker in the NFL. It is none other than Mr. Fredley Warner, 99 overall. But now we're going to move back to our cornerback position because we need two more of them. And who better to start than the former Defensive Player of the Year, still top 5 cornerback in my opinion, currently on the Indianapolis Colts. He's actually the first defensive back to win Defensive Player of the Year since Troy Polamalu, I want to say, or Charles Woodson. It's one of those two. Either way, it is the man himself, one of my favorite corners ever, Gilly Locks, Stephon Gilmore, who is going to look beautiful on this team. And then at our number 2 cornerback position, we have to go with the man himself. Can you guess who he is? He is a Super Bowl champion, a 3-time first-team All-Pro, a 6-time Pro Bowler. In college, he was a national champion. Are you getting close? Can you guess? Comment your guesses down below with each of these boys. We are going with the man himself, Jalen Ramsey, who I fully expect to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. The dude is one of the best cornerbacks in recent memory. And now our only position to fill out on defense is strong safety. So let's go with none other than a former first-team All-Pro, a 3-time Pro Bowler, a part of the All-Rookie team, and in my opinion, a man who should have won Rookie of the Year in his rookie season. It is none other than Derwin James, who I think could be a legend in like Madden 31 or so. And now our defense is completely rounded out. We're gonna have to add in some backups and stuff, but for now, let's go to offense, where we need to finish out our offensive line. So let's start at left tackle with easily, in my opinion, the best lineman in the current NFL. Future first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt in my mind. He blocks currently for Christian McCaffrey. Can you guess who he is? It is none other than Trent Williams, the big man himself. Moving to left guard, we have a bit of a younger player, one of the best guards in the NFL. Everyone loves the guy. Everyone thinks he's an absolute monster. He's a 3-time first-team All-Pro and a 5-time Pro Bowler, and he also wears these colors that I'm wearing right now. Can you guess who it is? I'll give you 2 seconds. You got it! It is indeed Quentin Nelson. Now all we need is right guard and right tackle. So starting at right guard, this guy plays on the same team as the guy we're choosing for our right tackle position. Although the right tackle position could be a guy who's out of position. He is a multiple-time first-team All-Pro. He's blocked for guys like Ezekiel Elliott, DeMarco Murray, and many other beast running backs in the NFL. It is none other than the future Hall of Famer himself, Zach Martin. And lined up next to him in his prime, I would say he was the best lineman in the league before all of his injuries and everything. It is Zach Martin's teammate, Tyron Smith. And just like that, our entire O-line is built out to block for Tom Brady. So now let's move on to our wide receiver 3 position. Now, one player that I think could get a card in Madden 24 so long as he gets all of the, legal issues behind him and everything. One of the best receivers in NFL and Madden history, Antonio Brown. I think he could be a legend in Madden 24. Probably not, though. It's just kind of a cover my eyes, throw it up, Hail Mary situation. So in his spot, 7-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, part of the 2010 All-Decade team at wide receiver. The man, the myth, the legend. It is indeed Julio Jones. Easily a future first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, it goes without saying. And now we have running back. In 2020, he became the first player in NFL history to rush for at least 175 yards and 2 touchdowns in 4 different games. It is none other than Derrick King Henry himself. And to back him up is going to be one of the biggest what-ifs in NFL history. He played 2 different sports and was an all-star in both at the same time. He is going to be one of my other selections for Madden 24 legend. If you said Bo Jackson, then you, my friend, would be correct. He's going to be our backup running back to Derrick Henry. And now our only position we need on offense is our fullback. So I'm going with the best one in the NFL. There's not really any others people can name. So Kyle Juszczyk himself. Spell his name right now without looking at your keyboard. Now there is a couple of guys that I think are going to be way future Madden legends that we're going to add to our team as well. Number 1 is the best receiver in the NFL currently, the former LSU King himself, Justin Jefferson. And lined up next to him is going to be his former teammate at LSU. My other favorite wide receiver in the NFL, along with Odell and Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. And at tight end, we're going to add one more guy. He is a Madden legend, not a real life legend, but Madden legends are important too, and they get added into the game every single year. And I fully expect this man to be added as a legend in the future just for the memes from Madden 23 to start the year. It is Donald Parham himself. On defense, we're going to add a couple more guys as well. At safety, mostly so I can have a user, we're going with another far distant future legend in my opinion, mostly because of his height. He is a great cornerback currently in the NFL right now, though. It is Tariq Woolen. And then at backup cornerback number 4, we've got to add another man who had an insane rookie season at the cornerback position himself. He was a first-team All-Pro, which is ridiculous. We're going with the man himself, Sauce Gardner. And then at our free safety 2 position, another user that we need on this team. We're going with the Madden 24 cover athlete, 98 overall cornerback, Josh Allen. On special teams, we're going to have Justin Tucker, the best kicker of all time at our kicking position, Jamie Gillen at our punter position. But there's one more player that we need to add to this team at a backup position because clearly he is one of the greatest players of all time already. We're going with one of the best quarterbacks of all time and the greatest one in the league currently. Can you guess who it is going to be, boys? If you said Patrick Mahomes, you would be wrong. How dare you question the GOAT? Okay, yes, that's a joke. Okay, Patrick Mahomes is going to be our backup QB. I just want to have fun for a second. Either way, this is a team of future Madden legends and Madden legends that I think are going to be in Madden 24. If I don't get a single one of my Madden 24 legends predictions correct, I'm going to buy a $100 legends bundle for one of you guys who comments down below in this video. But speaking of giveaways, if I don't get a win with this team, I have to give away a copy of Madden 24 to one of y'all. Let's do it with the future legends team, boys. So we went to our game, and our opponent had a super good team, but I wasn't too worried. Our first play, we almost got an interception with Gilly Lock. Went straight through his hands, though, unfortunately. The very next play, he almost fit a ball into a super tight hole, pause. And then he threw it deep on 4th and 8 and did not come up with the completion. So we had the ball within his 20-yard line, starting it with King Henry with his X Factor on. We threw it to Calvin Johnson over the middle, and then a play later, we would sneak it in with Tom Brady to take the early lead after our opponent started with the ball, which is always the perfect way to start a game in my opinion. On the kickoff return, he breaks a tackle, which ended up being bad for him as he would fumble and we'd be back inside the 3 again, and Brady would sneak it in one more time just a couple of plays later to take a 14-0 lead. A play after that, he'd go deep, and once again, we would get another turnover. Derwin James somehow just doesn't get tackled on that play. I mean, obviously he did, but I thought I was about to make the greatest play of all time. He gets tackled right before we reach the 45, unfortunately, but the play after that, we throw an interception, and this guy is back in the game just like that. He had some insane moves on this play. I thought he was taking it back for 6. Thankfully, 84 right there gets the tackle, and on the play after this, he starts running with Lamar Jackson and doing all kinds of insane moves. Did I just say crazy? He starts running the ball, and he gets some insane moves with Lamar Jackson here to take himself within the 6-yard line. The play after that, he runs in with Isaiah Pacheco, and we are only up 14-7 at this point. Well, if he, goes for his point after, which he doesn't, and we get the interception. So we were up 8 points to almost end the first quarter. I never show kick returns, though, unless something insane happens, and something insane did happen right here. As we round the corner with Odell Beckham Jr. and somehow don't get touched, we go into the end zone, and we take a 21-6 lead with the golden ticket himself right there. The next drive for our opponent would be the most important one of the game, of course, as he needs to get some points here or else he's going to quit. That's how every Madden player is. We drop a user pick right there somehow with Julius Peppers, my favorite user in the game. He overthrows right here. We get the interception with Jalen Ramsey, and he ends up quitting the game right after. If you guys enjoyed this video, though, hit the like button, turn on notifications to get any of my uploads, and click this video right here. I guarantee you will enjoy it. Where the biggest Madden YouTubers built my team, like KK's, RBT, and several other guys. Click it right now. I'll see you there in just a second.